engagement is huge. As a company, you want to be productive, you want to produce profits, you want to essentially be successful, right? However, your associates, your teams, they are the ones that are out there doing the work that's going to make the company profitable. So, in order to reach these company objectives, you have to take care of your people. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Leadership in You. Fortunately, last week I wasn't able to post an episode because I was feeling under the weather, so this will make up for that. On the last episode, we spoke about the foundations of leadership, and we concluded that the foundation is essentially building relationships. In order to be a leader, you need to be able to build relationships with those around you. Today's episode, we're going to talk about how does that look? What does that look like? How do you build relationships with people? The first thing that we have to do in order to build relationships with people is to establish trust. We have to be open and we have to be relatable and we have to be able to engage with those around us. How do we do that? Tell stories. Talk about yourself, your experiences, your kids, if you went to school, all different types of stories that from your life that can possibly relate to them. Ask them questions about their day and their families and things like that. Things that are not necessarily always work related. As long as it's a professional demeanor, being able to get personal with people, that's how you build those connections and are able to establish that trust. One thing that I like to do, food always brings everybody together. So my favorite is potlucks. Everybody brings something. We all sit down, we have conversations, we learn about each other, talk about life, things that are going on in the world today, all those different types of things. And that's how you get to learn about each other and what are the needs, being able to understand perspectives and different worldviews and things like that. And in doing that, you bring that humble aspect into it, that humility where you show them that just because you're a leader or you're in a position of authority, it doesn't matter. You're no better than them. You are human just like them. You have problems just like they do. You have experiences just like they do. And it just creates this relationship and this trust between you where they see you more as a person than they do as someone that is just trying to tell them what to do. Another thing we established in the last episode was doing what you say you're going to do. When someone from your team comes to you with some type of concern, be it a question, something that they're dealing with, whatever it may be, one of the companies I used to work for, they used to call it the sundown rule. Basically, you get back to that person before the sun goes down by the end of the day. Whether you have an answer or not, doesn't matter. You still want to follow up with that person, follow up and follow through. And let's say, for example, that you forgot. As leaders, we know we all get busy. We have a lot of moving parts that we have to control and manage. Be vulnerable. Let them know that. Listen, it slipped my mind. I'm going to take care of it first thing tomorrow. And then follow up with them. Make sure that they're not coming to you again and again. Follow up with them, go to them. If you see them, hey, listen, I'm working on it. Or, hey, this is what I found out. Whatever the case may be, but just make sure that you are taking that initiative to communicate rather than allow them to continue to come to you, because then that shows that they really can't put their trust in you because you're not helping them out. And that defeats the purpose. You really want to establish that connection, establish that credibility of who you are as a person in order for them to be able to trust you and be able to build that relationship and be able to follow you as a leader. You're not a leader unless you have followers. So relating it to a biblical concept, if we think about it, the first part of this that we talked about was, being relatable. If we think about Jesus, that's the Son of God that came down in human form to experience what humans were experiencing and to learn the world, how the world operated. Even though he was a son of God, even though that he knew what was going to happen and there was a plan in place, he still came down in human form to experience what humans were experiencing. So I don't think there's any more way to be relatable but to put yourself in that person's shoes and have, that empathy. As far as like when I said about food and engagement events, be it if you're celebrating something in the workplace and you're serving food and there's a buffet line, standing behind the buffet line, serving your team, playing games with them, going out there and interacting and engaging. And we saw that with Jesus. It didn't matter who it was, whether it was the leopards or the woman who had an illness for 12 years. It didn't matter whether they were thieves, whether they were prostitutes, tax collectors. It didn't matter what the sin was. Jesus interacted with them. He engaged with them. He healed them. He made them a different person. His disciples sat around the table, had the Last Supper, right? Just broke bread with them, drank wine with them. That just shows like that interaction and that engagement to build those connections. And then that humility aspect of it, serving his disciples, came and washed their feet, which is something that usually servants would do. And in showing that humility and that serving, he showed that even though he was the Son of God, he didn't come to be served, he came to serve. And when you take that example into the workplace and you put yourself in those positions of humility, your team will trust you and your team will follow you willingly. Engagement is huge. As a company, you want to be productive, you want to produce profits, you want to essentially be successful, right? However, your associates, your teams, they are the ones that are out there doing the work that's going to make the company profitable. So in order to reach these company objectives, you have to take care of your people. You have to provide what they need and the support that they need so that they can achieve their goals personally, but also pour their heart and care about what they're doing on a daily basis, care about their job, so that together everybody can achieve not only personal objectives, but they also achieve the objectives of the company in being successful and making profits. Take care of your people and your people will take care of you. So tell me what you think. How have you made relationships in the past? Difficult relationships that you may have encountered? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. So until our next episode, as always, peace, love, and leadership. God bless.